Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Hokey smokes. I do have things written down because, again, ADHD brain. And if I didn't write things down, I'd just stare blankly into the camera for a few seconds before turning everything off again. So, not a ton. But this morning was awful. Not only did I discover that it was Daylight Savings Day here in the United States, but also my internet was out. All the internet was out. The company that provides internet service at this facility periodically will have outages like this. Only this one lasted for 3 hours. At least, because I woke up and it was already out. So joy on that. Finally, though, I took a shower, got tired of trying to wait, and while I was showering, it came back. I feel so isolated at times like that. At first, it was an awful feeling. But then, after a while, it was like, a big deal. So what if it's off? I'll survive, it'll come back on, and then I'll be good. So I was good after that. But it was still, it's a service I'm paying for. So when it's not there like I'm paying for, that's irritating. But also, yesterday, it rained a lot. I think I talked about this yesterday. And then I squeaked out and went out for early walkies for me. It was around 6:15, 6:30ish. And oh boy, were there a lot of people up at Walmart. Because, hey, it was much, much closer to the time that people get out. And, well, usually I get there like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Not a lot of shoppers out at that time. But at 6:30, yeah, there are shoppers galore, especially on a Saturday. And my anxiety was climbing because there were so many people. And of course, they had cut the number of checkouts down. And it was just not good. Especially, I don't know if it's a recent change or if I'm just having troubles because it's a trigger. But bright lights in enclosed areas are an anxiety trigger for me. And lately, going into Walmart, it's like I really have to keep my eyes down and my eyebrows out. Because if I don't, it's just super bright. It's like a spotlight in my face. It's just absolutely awful. Joyous. But yeah, I was not in a good state by the time I got out of there. I didn't have an actual anxiety attack, but during the entire time, my anxiety was going up and up and up and up and up. But at last, I made it out. Let's see if there's anything else up there that I wanted to talk about it on. Yes, it took so much time. I've mentioned before that I have had issues for the past couple of months with my leg. That putting a block of foam to rest my leg on when I go to bed has helped tremendously. Like 98, 99% of the issues gone. But when I'm out walking, if I stop walking or I have to slow down and start doing start and stop, then that joint, well, not the actual joint, the muscles in my right leg on the front of my thigh leading down to my knee, up there, that muscle just hurts when I bend it. And then there's a whole bunch of connections that once I start walking again after standing in place or slowing down after I've been using these muscles a lot, everything really hurts. And oh boy, I end up having to limp for a while until I get that out. So it was fun, but I survived. And it was not raining while I was out on walkies. And in fact, it was only 11 o'clock when I came out to check to see if hey, is it good enough weather I can go out for another short walk before I go to bed? It had been raining. It was not currently raining, but the sky was not looking good. So I just ended up staying in, which that happens. I didn't go for a full big walkies because the threat of rain while I was out and about. So I went for at least, it was about a half-size walkies instead of a full size. At least it was better than just from here to Walmart and back, as I had to do when my leg was really, really bad. So at least I got something in. Yay on that. Definitely a thumbs up. Now let's see if there's anything else that I got up here. Oh, yes. I wanted to talk about nostalgia for a while, because I hate nostalgia. With my particular neurodivergence, I don't want to think about things from the past, because there's, the people from that time are gone. The situation will never be there for various reasons, and the location also may be gone. So you can't recreate it. All you can be reminded of is how much has changed. And I don't want to think, good golly, Miss Molly, I don't want to think about that, especially as I get older. I'm going to look to the future at new stuff. That's why I'm listening to new music. I don't want to listen to the stuff that I listened to when I was younger. I want to listen to new stuff. I don't want to watch movies from way back when. I want to watch new stuff. Looking to the past is, number one, painful. And number two, just there's also good stuff coming out. The past should not be forgotten. People should go back and watch good things from the past. Stuff that I won't rewatch because I've already seen it, but for people that haven't, there is surprisingly good stuff from the past. And I'm not even just talking about my time. I enjoyed a lot of stuff from before my time that was no longer popular. But I enjoyed it, even though it was no longer a cultural thing, and largely some of them have never come back, doesn't mean that they should be forgotten. Remind myself, nostalgia. The reason I bring it up this way is because I have two songs that I listen to that seem exceptionally nostalgic to me. And neither of them is extremely old. I'll say extremely, because one of them is the in-town theme for the third game in the series of Fate. And that came out at least like 10, 15 years ago, maybe? For whatever reason, this song feels incredibly nostalgic to me. Just massively so. But it's a kind of active nostalgic song, in that when I am listening to it, when I'm really getting into things, will be like anyone. I'll conduct stuff. I'll swing my arms for this and that. And there is a part where you can lead up to, it's going up to a point, and then when it gives you the clue, you can bam. And that's when everything comes back in. And so, yeah, I'm like, boom, swinging my arm out for that. Because it is a dramatic reintroduction of everything from a silence. Very active nostalgia. And there's another theme. It's a town theme. I honestly cannot remember the name of the game it came from. It might be The Quest, but that's just pulled out of my head from the dark. I don't really remember. But this one, while just as nostalgic, is nostalgia cozy. You're not swaying and, trying to tap off stuff while it's playing. It's more of a, sort of nostalgia and listen, where you just get a little lost. It's good stuff, which ties in as well, because I do watch reactions to movies. I don't watch reactions to music. I used to, and if I ever do reactions again, I will likely start watching music reactions again. But I've been watching God's above, I can speak English. Watching movie reactions. A lot of Rocky Horror Picture Show, because I went to see it not long after it came out in theaters. I went into high school in 1977, and Rocky Horror Picture Show was released in 1975. I, in high school, or even slightly before that, had gone to see Rocky Horror Picture Show and have seen it, well, up until I was maybe 25. Only seen it in theaters about 13 times. Good movie. But my point being on this is I've noticed with a lot of things that are from stuff when I saw when I was younger a long time ago, so that now that when I'm older, boy, I cut out like huge amounts of sentences to try and do that there, didn't I? So that now that when I'm listening to these things when I'm older and I'm feeling nostalgic, I'm actually crying. I usually end up crying at these. And I don't feel incredibly nostalgic. I don't feel sad. But I'll be listening and watching, and then I start to cry. Could it be because I'm feeling lost youth? Inevitable, well, not inevitable yet, sadness at my inevitable upcoming, nowhere close, and hopefully I'll live as long as my genetic dad did. He lived to be 81, so hopefully I'll make it to at least that long. But at the same time, I am older. It could be that on an unconscious level. But it ain't just movies like Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just about anything that I really enjoyed when I was younger, and now I cry. I don't feel, again, incredibly sad or incredibly nostalgic. I don't feel incredibly anything, but my body sure does. I have mentioned before how I have wanted to be a published author my whole life. And now one of the issues that I have with AI Slop books out there was, number one, you're going to get buried underneath the avalanche of slop anyway. It takes time for a human being to write a book. Even back in the days of the pulps, when they would slap out books quickly, and they would have one person who would hire a team of ghostwriters. They would have to pump out a book in a weekend. 3 days they were given. That's 3 days, though. That's time. It takes time to write a book, even if you're slapping it out as fast as you can. But if you're a guy or gal, I'm just speaking generically, and of course English defaults to the masculine for speaking generically. But if you're a person out there who really wants to sell books and you don't want to write them, how many books can you have ChatGPT pump out in a day? All you have to do is write in prompts. How long does it take you to write a prompt? And you can pump out how many books in a day? Well, they interviewed a person who had written a book, and it was put up on, I think it was Amazon. And the same day that he published his book and it was put up for sale, not published, it was put up for sale, another book, AI Slop, was released with a similar looking image on the cover and a similar sounding title about the same subject. And every day there are more. So his real book, on the same day, it was a 50-50 shot if you wanted the subject on whether or not you're going to get the real book or the Slop book. And every single day, it becomes a smaller and smaller chance you're going to get to the real book. Because when there are 100 of them, it's not going to get better. And the problem, as somebody, I can't remember, it's one of the soulless drones who's in charge of, like, I think a major game company, was saying, we're not going to be using AI for this because AI, when it does stuff, is only backward looking. Because, yeah, it has to look at what has already been done to make something. And this person was saying, we're not going to be doing this because you need to be looking forward, not back. Because, yeah, you'll never come up with anything new when you're just dredging through stuff that's already been done. Thumbs up. Is there anything else of? Oh, yes, there are a couple of things. One is there is a new chapter on one of the liminal games that I had done before, not the one that I tried just recently and couldn't figure out how to get through, and I was too frustrated because of that. It's one that I've been waiting for new chapters because over a year ago they promised new chapters and haven't come up with any. But I think one of them was. I want to play that for the channel as well. Which sort of ties into... unfortunately, I watched a couple of videos on how standard Let's Plays on YouTube are dead. And the only thing... Because YouTube wants to expand their reach. They want to expand their market. And YouTube being watched on televisions lags behind computers and other such. And they want to increase that. And they want long-form content. Somebody uploading a 3 or 4 hour video, that's what they're looking for. When someone like Jacksepticeye plays a game now, they play the whole game and it's edited and curated down to like an hour or an hour and a half. The standard, I'm going to play it in chapters, is dead. Not because no one wants to watch, but YouTube's not going to push it. Which means the stuff that I like to play just to show people because I think it's neat, well, no wonder it doesn't get pushed out. I mean, the vast bulk of it is because it's me and my channel, but this is a part of it. And it's not just people like me, it's everybody. Yay. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about was with my solo RPG stuff, because a couple days ago, in a comment, Jesse Koskinen said that goblins are cool. And I just wanted to halfway remind people on my solo RPG setting thing with my babies of the solo RPG setting, the Hulat, the Apani, the Habani, and the Orkani. They started off as supposed to be just goblin races, with the Apani being, just goblins, and the Habani being hobgoblins, and the orcs, the Orkani, well, there's still one orc, two Orkani. They're still orcs. But they're not other looking anymore because they're my babies. They have, yes, slightly larger jaws and upper teeth and all. Well, not just upper teeth. I meant to say jaws entirety and slightly larger teeth, no wisdom teeth. They've got slightly pointed ears. They have the, not fully, just more of a point than rounded. And they have non-goblin skin coloration, but it's more of the South American, more around Brazil is a huge area. And there, of course, it's not just one homogeneous peoples, but they share the skin tones with the people around in that area. And they are, everybody descends from the one, what everybody was going to be, the Dwaylen, long time ago, but because of a vast war 5 million years ago that drastically changed the face of the planet, everybody speciated out, with one of them speciating out into the three, the previously mentioned, and then the Dwaylen, who came up the way they were going to be, and then the other, so far, being the continent of Stilden, where the humans are the Goya. But yeah, they're the 4.5 foot tall Apani, they're the goblins, and the essentially human, the Hobani, and the hobgoblins, and the 6.5 foot tall slabs of meat, the Orcani. Thumbs up for that. And hey, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe, that'd be very cool. Greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up. Thumbs up and thank you. You are beautiful and awesome people. I appreciate your help to no end. Hokey smokes. You are beautiful and awesome people. Don't let anyone try and tell you otherwise. They are lying. For everybody that leaves me a comment, thumbs up and thank you. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up every comment that YouTube lets me. And I answer as many comments as my nerve compression will allow. Because I think it's important that you be heard, or let you know that you've been heard, and I just like to engage, so definitely a thumbs up. And I play an internet game, gonna scroll my page over here, an internet game of calling out a writer's prompt or a secret word and asking it to be written into the comments for blatant engagement farming, and it is nice to be heard. The last people that played were Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up and thank you. Leo Tom Music, greatly appreciated. Gus Garrett, 6838, thumbs up and thank you. Salvatore Cento, 871, greatly appreciated. And Bug Drink with 2 Ks. Thumbs up, thank you, and good to see you in the comments. Once I get to see a name and I see that name show up for a while, it's good to see. Thumbs up and thank you all. And if you have watched this far, if you could, for writer's prompt, tell me, do you think you could survive fighting the nurse? Or, if you don't want to do that, and I don't blame you, if you could type nurse into the comments. Very cool, greatly appreciated. Do you have to do this? No, of course not. It is not required. I wouldn't force anyone to do so, even if I had the power to do so. Consent is important. But if you do play, thumbs up and thank you. And if you don't, well, you don't have to. I'm not going to feel worse. Worse? I'm not going to feel negative about you. So, thumbs up and thank you. Yay! I am going to try and play, well, specifically in this case, Decayed today. And failing that, probably more No Man's Sky than I should. And go out for Walkies. Thumbs up for that. Yay! I'm also going to edit, render, and upload this video. Also good thing. I still have what I'm going to label as my 40-minute supermarket simulator thing as a cozy ASMR adjacent is the word I was looking for. ASMR adjacent video. So maybe. Anyway, though, I hope you can get done the things that you would like to get done, and if not, please do not beat yourself up, because you deserve better. So, until we meet again, You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is indeed a very, very good thing. No, I don't have any words of wisdom yet. Gosh. I mean, like, wear warm socks. That's all I've got. So I'm going to click up here because, holy smokes, 25 minutes. Ugh.